After reaching the 20%, you can expect hair-trigger rioting, jihad militia formation, sporadic killings, and church and synagogue burnings. In Ethiopia, Muslims are at 32%. At 40%, you'll find widespread massacres, chronic terror attacks, and an ongoing militia warfare. You'll see this in Bosnia, Chad, Lebanon. From 60%, you can expect to see unfettered persecution of non-believers and other religions, sporadic ethnic cleansing, genocide. The use of Sharia law as a weapon for jizya. It's a tax they place on infidels. We see this in Albania, Malaysia, Qatar, the Sudan. After 80%, you can expect state-run ethnic cleansing, which we see in Bangladesh, Egypt, Gaza, Indonesia, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Morocco, Pakistan, Palestine, Syria, Turkey, and the UAR. Folks, don't be sucked in to this peaceful Islamic neighbors. When the population picks up the pressure on them to riot, to demand, and to behead you, will be very strong, because if they don't behead you when they are told to, they will be beheaded first, as I read off in the beginning of the show. And we're going to get into the news of the week. I just wanted to go over that first bit again. We haven't touched on the percentage of Islam in the population for about 6 months. I'm trying to get a recent update on those numbers, because a lot of those people, a lot of those areas are a lot worse than they were 6 months ago, or 7 years ago when those numbers were published. There's been another reporting of the Pledge of Allegiance being said in Arabic in the United States. This was reported by Todd Starnes and Fox News. Students at Pine Bush High School in New York knew right away that something was not right, because it was being recited in Arabic. One nation under Allah is what was being said. The student body president announced it over the intercom systems on Wednesday. Reaction from the upstate New York high school was swift. So was the backlash. Furious students tried to shout down the recitation in their classrooms. Other students sat down in protest. God bless each and every one. Finally, people are standing up to this crap. If you see this crap happening, if you see Muslims speaking in your church, stand up and shout them down, or get up and walk out. They do not coexist with anybody. They talk coexistence while they build up their base. After that, their mission is to behead, to kill all infidels. The school superintendent, John Carbone, told the newspaper that the Arabic pledge divided the school, noting that many complaints came from Jewish parents and those who had lost family members fighting the war on terror. He also pledged that it would never happen again. Robert Spencer in Front Page Magazine says that Glenn Beck is standing up to the NRA. NRA has appointed or elected Republican Party kingmaker Grover Norquist to the board of directors. I talked about this last month when he was running. Grover Norquist is a very, very dangerous man. His alliances with prominent Islamic radicals who have ties to the Saudis and to Libya and to Palestine Islamic Jihad, and who are now under indictment by U.S. authorities. Equally troubling is that the arrest of these individuals and their exposure as agents of terrorism have not resulted in a noticeable second thoughts by Grover Norquist. Or have we seen any meaningful effort to disassociate himself with these scumbags? I mean, unsavory friends. Nothing has changed in the intervening years. Norquist has dismissed concerns about his ties to Islamic supremacists as bigotry and hatred, and he has apparently satisfied the Republican establishment. Well, they're not really Republicans anymore, are they? And prominent conservative spokesmen until now. Now with Glenn Beck standing up, it may be different. Beck's peers and Republican leaders could have and should have ended his baneful influence over the Republican Party years ago. The November 1st, 2001 issue of the New Republic, which is hardly a conservative magazine, noted that right after 9/11, President Bush met with several Muslim leaders with unsavory ties to global jihad. And I'll save you the butchering of these Islamists' names, but there were about a dozen of them sitting with the president in the White House. After the event, when somebody pointed out to Karl Rove who these people were, he said, "I wish I had known before the event took place." Why didn't he? Because of Grover Norquist, that's why. Grover Norquist helped orchestrate several post-9/11 events that brought together the Muslim leaders and the administration officials. Indeed, when the Jewish activists and terrorism experts complained about the Muslims coming into the White House, they complained to Adam Goldman, who works in the White House. Goldman replied that Norquist had vouched for them. In 1999, prominent American Muslim leader Abdurrahman al-Alamoudi, who's now in prison for financing Al-Qaeda, he wrote two $10,000 checks to Norquist's Funding Institute, also known as the Islamic Free Market Institute. Alamoudi is notorious for proclaiming that to a Muslim rally in 2000, a Muslim rally, he stood up and said, "I have been labeled by the media in New York as a supporter of Hamas." He says, "Does anybody support Hamas here?" And everybody cheered. He says, "Hear that, Bill Clinton? We are all supporters of Hamas. I wish they added that I was also a supporter of Hezbollah." Now, there's no indication that Norquist has denounced Alamoudi or returned any money. Even closer to Norquist is Suhail Khan, Norquist's American Conservative Union, his colleague in the ACU. Now, the ACU hosts CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Committee that just had their annual convention. Suhail Khan is a very real threat. Investigative journalist Paul Sperry revealed in the New York Post back in 2011 that Khan accepted an award from Alamoudi, commenting, "Alamoudi has been very supportive of me. I hope we can continue working together." Sperry also noted that in 2011, 4 days before the 9/11 attacks, Khan spoke before the Islamic Society of North America. At the event, Khan shared his experience from inside the White House and praised his late father, Mahbub Khan, for helping found ISNA. ISNA is now identified by our government as a front for the radical Muslim Brotherhood. And he has raised money for the jihad. Khan vowed in his speech to carry on his father's legacy. The Republican Party is in the grasp of these Islamists. This is why we are not fighting the war to win. The White House has fully embraced far more than it was at the end of the Bush administration. Far more. Obama has brought 7 top Muslim Brotherhood advisors into the White House. Moving on. Facebook has become Sharia compliant. They have blocked ads for a movie called I Am a Christian. Producers of the film, set to star Fox News contributor Stacey Dash and Hercules star Kevin Sorbo. They're attempting to raise $500,000, and were trying to place an ad on Facebook. The production company Christian Lives Matter has only raised a couple $1,000 so far. They wanted an ad to run that asked, "Are you Christian?" We challenge you to change your Facebook profile picture to this, an I am a Christian photo for 1 week. Change your picture now and challenge your friends to do the same. Stand up and declare, "Yes, I am a Christian." One of the film's producers told the Daily Caller in an interview he was shocked to learn that Facebook rejected the seemingly harmless ad. Facebook notified them. Your ad wasn't approved because it doesn't follow Facebook's advertising guidelines for language that is profane, vulgar, threatening, or generates high negative feedback. Facebook reportedly wrote to producers of the film, "Ads can't use language that insults, harasses, or demeans people, or addresses their age, gender, name, race, physical condition, or sexual preference." I'll read that ad one more time. We challenge you to change your profile picture to this, I am a Christian photo, for 1 week. Change your picture now and challenge your friends to do the same. Stand up and declare, "Yes, I am a Christian." Can anybody tell me what in that ad was profane, vulgar, threatening, generates high negative feedback, insults, harasses, demeans people, addresses their age, gender, name, race, physical condition, or sexual preference? It doesn't. Facebook has become an arm of the federal government. The federal government, which is blatantly anti-Christian. That's all this is. It is Facebook who continually disables pages of conservatives. Anybody that stands up against the administration, stands up against Islam, stands up against the tyranny that this government is putting upon its people. America was founded on the premise that the government was here to serve the people. It is the people that are at the top. And they've turned it upside down. And now they're using corporations like Facebook to do their bidding. I told you just 2 months ago that the federal government had paid Twitter to run an experiment to identify people that were tweeting against the administration's policies and suspending them. I lost my main account. I lost my account on Twitter that I had for 6.5 years. I had tweeted over 700,000 times. I had 140,000 followers on Twitter. And I had broken no laws. I had broken no rules. But I was a conservative. And tweeting while conservative is about the same as driving while drunk. These social media organizations are bending over, probably for tax breaks. They're bending over and doing the bidding of the federal government. Next up, the Islamic State, ISIS. They have been tearing down churches and museums all through Iraq and Syria and now Libya. And now it seems as they're looting these, not only are they stealing the treasure and breaking to pieces all the statues and porcelain and anything that can be broken. The things that can't be broken are being stolen and sold on eBay. Dozens of coins have been found on eBay, coins and other artifacts, as they're moved easily in pockets and backpacks, moved across borders into Lebanon, Turkey, Jordan, where the internet is easier to access. The authorities are watching for them, but it's awful hard to identify if a given coin, even if it is 1,000 years old, if it's part of that or not. So